Hey everybody, so today I'm back with another face wash recipe. I know I do a lot of face wash recipes, but face washes are one of my favorite products to make, and this one's way different because this one is an exfoliating face wash, specifically a rose and lavender one. So this face wash is broken up into 3 different phases, and as we go through the video, you guys will figure out how all these phases come together and what order to do them in, but this is the formulation that is typed out in 2%, because if you make skincare products or maybe you're new to it and you don't know, skincare formulations are written in percents, and then you transfer them to however much you want to make. In this recipe, we're going to be making 2 ounces of it, and no matter how much of a product you're making, it always stays at the same percentage. This is kind of confusing for a lot of you guys, and I get a lot of questions over this, but no matter what, all the percents stay the same. You just transfer it to however much you want to make. And I actually have a video that I have linked down in the description box, and it goes into detail about how to transfer a formulation from percents to a weighed out recipe. So I hope that made a little sense to you guys. I know it seems confusing at first, but I promise you it's so easy once you figure it out. But anyways, we're going to be making 2 ounces of this rose and lavender exfoliating face wash. So first, let's go over the crucial ingredient in this formulation. And the crucial ingredient is Hobo Pearls. So this is basically like hydrogenated jojoba oil, and somehow they make it into pearls. I have no idea. I don't know how that works, but it works as a very mild exfoliant. And this is the key ingredient. You can't substitute it out for like salt or sugar, because you can't use salt and sugar in formulations that include water. You have to use something that won't dissolve in water. So these jojoba pearls will not dissolve in water, and they won't like sink to the bottom or anything, so you don't have to worry about shaking up the face wash every time you go to use it. They also sell these jojoba pearls in all kinds of different colors. I'll link down below to where I purchased mine, along with all the other ingredients I use in this video and all the tools I use. So here's just a close-up of what the jojoba pearls look like. As you can tell, it's a very fine powder. I want to compare it to sugar, but it actually seems a little bit finer than sugar. Like, I have a bunch on my finger here, but it's not even coming up on camera. They're so fine. So it makes a really gentle and mild exfoliant. But yeah, so let's just get into the recipe so you guys can finally figure out how to make it. So first, let's make sure you have a scale that weighs 0.01 grams and some kind of container to combine everything in. This container does not have to be heat proof, but I'm still going to be using my glass beakers like I always do. So I started off with 16.25 grams of rose water. Then I followed with 9.75 grams of lavender water. Then I followed with 3.25 grams of vegetable glycerin, which helps hydrate the skin. And next is a propanediol. So this is a natural alternative to propylene glycol, and this is a common ingredient that is found in cosmetics that a lot of people try to avoid. So propanediol is an awesome alternative, and it's eco-cert and natural, and it helps add moisture to the skin. So I added in 1.3 grams of the propanediol. Next up is hydrolyzed rice protein. I'm always using hydrolyzed proteins in my videos. They help add moisture to the skin and are just freaking amazing. And rice protein is one of my favorites. Actually, I love like all of them equally, so I don't know if I have a favorite. But I went ahead and added in 1.3 grams of the rice protein. You can substitute this out for any other hydrolyzed protein that you prefer. And then I added in 6.5 grams of jojoba oil. You can use whatever oil you would like. I just figured this was fitting since I'm using jojoba pearls. Then 7.47 grams of distilled water. And then lastly, we're adding in our preservative, and I added in 0.32 grams of Liquid Dermal Plus. You can substitute this out for any other water-soluble broad-spectrum preservative. So go ahead and just mix everything together. And now we are following with our second phase, which is the Sepamax Zen phase. So this is a powder that helps serve as a thickener. Well, actually more as like a gelling ingredient, and it will also actually help hydrate the skin. This is an awesome ingredient. I added in 1.3 grams of the Sepamax Zen. I actually have used this in a past video. I'll link that face wash recipe video down below. But basically all you want to do is sprinkle this stuff on top of your formulation, and do not mix it in. Just cover it with aluminum foil and set it aside, and do not touch it for at least 8 hours. I just let it sit overnight, and then the next day I pulled it out. And when you take off the foil, you can tell the water and oil have separated. The oil's on top. Don't worry about that right now. Just mix everything together. And as you can tell, it's like super thick and like chunky. That's because all the ingredients aren't in there yet. So just give it a good mix and set it back on the scale. And now it's time for our surfactant phase, and these are the foaming surfactants. So I'm starting off with adding in foaming apple. This is a very mild, gentle, anionic surfactant, so it's great for sensitive skin, and I added in 9.75 grams of the foaming apple. So once that's added in, just gently mix it in. That way it's well incorporated into your formulation, and then follow with some Coco Glucoside. So this stuff is important because not only is it a non-ionic surfactant that helps serve as a cleansing agent, but this will actually serve as an emulsifier to blend our oil and water together and keep it from separating. So I added in 3.25 grams of the Coco Glucoside and then gently mixed it in. So if you want, you can not use the Coco Glucoside and just use foaming apple, but you'll have to use some kind of emulsifier in it to keep the oil and water from separating. So just mix everything together and cover it back up and let it sit again overnight, or maybe just for a few hours. I let mine sit overnight, and after overnight you can tell it's like super creamy and soft. I don't know, I think it looks nice and soft, and just everything is well blended and combined, because before we let it sit again for the second night, it just was like chunky and clumpy and everything just wasn't like hydrated together. But after you let it sit again for the second day, it's just perfect. So here is our last ingredient we're adding, and it's the Hobo Pearls we spoke of before. So you guys already know all about it. So I just went ahead and added in 4.55 grams of the Hobo Pearls, and of course this serves as our exfoliant. So go ahead and gently mix those in. And I do want to mention, I use the Hobo Pearls at 7%. You can use them up to 15%, and honestly I kind of wish I would have increased the percentage at least to like 10, but I think I could handle 15 because it wasn't too much exfoliation. So if you're looking for like the best exfoliation, obviously use it at the highest percentage, which is 15, but I'll add more once I use up a little bit of the face wash in the bottle. So now it's time to bottle up our face wash. I'm using this 2-ounce plastic squeezy bottle, and you kind of want to make sure you're using a bottle with a big opening. I'm not really sure if this pump cap has a big enough opening. I do need to test that out, but I haven't tested it out yet. But anyways, now it's time to package up our face wash. And like I said, I'm using this 2-ounce plastic bottle. I will link down below to where I purchased these bottles, along with everything else I use in this video. But now it's time to label our product. I made this cute little label that says Exfoliating Rose and Lavender Face Wash. If you want to know how to make homemade labels, I'll link that video down below. And I'll link to a video on how I waterproof my labels. So this is how the finished product looks. It's so freaking cute. I love this stuff. I just want to remind you guys that you don't want to exfoliate every single day. You only want to exfoliate about once or twice a week. So this face wash is going to last you a while. Now I want to show you guys what it looks like and how it lathers. So I had a little bit left over in this beaker, so I put some on my hand and started rubbing it in. And it's actually a super jelly, kind of like milky type of cleanser. It's very soft and smooth, and when you add water to it, just look at this lather. It is such an amazing lather. It's so soft and smooth. It really doesn't like dry out your skin at all. It keeps it nice and moisturized and hydrated. And I'm just freaking obsessed with this face wash. I love it. And if you enjoyed this recipe, I did another face wash recipe using Cepimaxin, so I'll link that video down below. It's a strawberry lemonade face wash. Go watch it. I highly recommend it. But now that we reached the end of this video, it's time for my Patreon shoutouts. First up is Herbalist Tracy, who owns Essence of Nature over on Etsy. I will have a video review I did of her products linked down below, and a link to her Etsy shop. Next up is Stardust Bath & Body. As of right now, her website's not live, but go over there, type in your email so you can get notified when it goes live, and go follow her over on Instagram. Then we have Nature's Farm Girl, and she makes all kinds of super cute soaps. She recently sent me some. I'm going to be doing a review soon. Go check out her website in the meantime. Then we have Kennedy's Essentials, and she makes natural hair care products. I reviewed her products. Go watch her review. Link down below, and her shop will be linked down below. This next brand I have also done a review over called Let's Blend. Go check them out, links below. Then we have Creative with Love, which is owned by Reese Porter. Go check out her products. Next up is Trina's Jewelry Box. She's only 13 and she makes such cute jewelry. Go check out her Etsy shop. And last but not least is a Wallflower Wildflower. Her products look so freaking cute. Love her pictures. Go check her out. Oh, actually, this is last but not least. Me. I sell products over on Etsy as well. So if you like my videos and the products I make, go check out my Etsy shop. I really hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Let me know how you liked it down in the comments below. And I hope to see you guys again next time. Bye!
I'm stuck in the motions. I've been consumed by the wrath of time like I'm pro. I'm shattered in this life. It's still the path that I've chosen. vision. Now I'm on a mission to find myself within.